This is bad. This is pretty bad. Total beatdown from the Houston Texans, 44-10. I can't say that I'm totally shocked given that all the injuries that the Ravens are sustaining. Most importantly, to their best player, Lamar Jackson. Calvin Noah was back. He said in his post-game press conference basically how he's pissed that we don't have time to wait on these young players to figure it out, to learn. And he's not making any excuses. Like, a reporter asked him about the injuries and all that, and before the reporter even finished the question, he immediately answered, "Hey, no excuses. There's plenty of teams in the NFL that are dealing with injuries," and he's absolutely right. And he talked about the 49ers beating the LA Rams on Thursday Night Football with Mac Jones in there, so they were dealing with injuries. He's right. There's no excuses. I'm not going to make those excuses for the Ravens, as I've said in the past, but there is something to be said when your best player isn't out there. We talk about Kevin O'Connell and Kyle Shanahan, who I think are two of the best coaches in the game. Coaching a hell of a lot better than John Harbaugh is right now because of what they're dealing with. Kevin O'Connell is dealing with Carson Wentz instead of J.J. McCarthy, who's also basically in his first year starting. And then Kyle Shanahan's dealing with Brock Purdy being in and out of the lineup. He's dealing with George Kittle not being in the lineup. So he's got some injuries to deal with as well. And they've both done, I think, exceptional coaching jobs given their circumstances. But the one key thing that's a little different here and I can't believe it, but I'm actually giving John Harbaugh some grace here. It looks like I'm defending him. Who is the best player on the San Francisco 49ers? That's Christian McCaffrey. Who is unequivocally the best player on the Minnesota Vikings? That is Justin Jefferson, their wide receiver. Who, without question, is the best player on the Baltimore Ravens? It's Lamar Jackson. Your best player wasn't out there. Your team's not going to look great. Now, they cannot look like this. I think anybody can. I can't say anybody. I'm not going to make that mistake. For John Harbaugh, a Super Bowl champion who's been there for a very long time with this franchise, all-time winningest coach in franchise history, you expect this team to not look like they looked on Sunday. They looked absolutely overmatched, outwilled, outpaced in every facet of the game, just outcoached in every facet of the game, where they had simply no chance after the first drive. Watching that first drive with the Texans, it looked so easy. Ian Eagle on CBS even said that was easy. There's no fear coming into M&T Bank Stadium anymore. J.J. Watt said it himself. There's no fear. Used to get antsy, a little bit weary coming into M&T Bank Stadium because you knew what was coming. You expect great defense in the city of Baltimore with the Ravens. I said this last week. Expectations in Baltimore City or in Baltimore in general. Great seafood, great crab cakes, and great Ravens defense. Those are expectations you have for Baltimore. This Ravens team is not meeting that in any way, shape, or form. I saw a crazy stat. This defense is on pace for giving up 600 points this season, which would be the most in NFL history. It's the Baltimore Ravens defense we're talking about here. Now, look, I can't stay patient anymore with Zach Orr. Like, this has to pick up. It's got to get better. It can't keep looking like this. It just can't. I rooted for Zach Orr. I wanted him to do well. I wanted him to succeed. I really did. I saw some promise last season when the defense started up pretty bad last year, but then he picked it up. They got better. This season, it looks really, really dire. And people want John Harbaugh fired. I don't know who you're going to get to come in right away, but they want Harbaugh gone. They damn sure want Zach Orr gone. My God, it's bad because the mystique of the Ravens was built on defense. That was the foundation. That's not the identity anymore. It's Lamar or nothing at all because you couldn't run the ball. For all the Buffalo Bills fans who were getting on me about Josh Allen, all the Josh Allen lovers who are saying that Josh Allen definitely should have won a clear cut over Lamar Jackson. It shouldn't have been close. Lamar's MVP case is hurt because Derrick Henry was playing so well. And Derrick Henry's a Hall of Fame running back who's playing at a high level. I understand. But are you seeing us now? Are you seeing what we're seeing now? Nah. It ain't easy running the football now when Lamar Jackson's not there Because now everyone knows you're running the football, and they know it's going to Derrick Henry. Cooper Rush ain't about to bother us with running. We ain't got to worry about that. Just make sure you get to Derrick Henry before he gets going. That's the main thing. You take care of that, we good. That's what every defensive coordinator is saying right now. Lamar was making all that look good, and while he was there, Todd Monken calls him the eliminator. You know why? Because he makes a lot of bad things go away. He makes a lot of mistakes get covered up, and he makes you look good. He wins you games, even when you shouldn't win. Talk about the playoffs all you want. 3-5 in the playoffs. Talk about it all you want. Can't beat Patrick Mahomes. Can't beat Josh Allen. Blah, blah, blah. Well, you're not going to beat Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen when you're giving up well over 35 points a game. It's really hard to do that. Because if you don't put up 40, you're not going to win. So you can take that home and, take it however you want. But it's like, look, these are the Baltimore Ravens right now. Do I think it's going to last? No, I do not. I still think the Ravens are going to be fine and make the playoffs because I think Lamar Jackson will come back. He will go scorched earth after the bye week, and he will will this sorry bunch of Ravens that we're looking at right now with the sorry defense, the subpar offense that it looks like right now, and take him to the playoffs. And remind us why he is a two-time MVP. Because of what he does. I firmly believe that. I'm not pushing the panic button on the Ravens just yet. Look, the defense is going to be what it is, but I know that Lamar Jackson is what he brings to the table and that the Ravens still have a chance because he's going to be under center. When he's not there, it's done. They don't win when he doesn't play. Shocker. Best player on the team, they don't win too much when he doesn't play. So this is kind of what we should have expected as Ravens fans, but we still want to see some fight. And I think look, we're not there in practice. From what I'm hearing, they're kicking each other's asses in practice. They're working hard. They're trying to figure this out. But what the fans do see is what's going on at the game. And if practice ain't translating to the game, fans don't give a damn what's going on in practice. We don't want to hear it. We're not seeing a physical nature. We're not seeing a fight. We're not seeing a response to being flat out disrespected. The Texans went forward on fourth down a couple of times, and they were up by 30. They still wanted to go for it on 4th down and 2, 4th and 1, because that's how much they respect the Ravens right now. They remember what the Ravens did to them last Christmas in the Beyonce Bowl. It was 31-2. They remember that. So it was a little bit of get back for them this season. But my God, the level of disrespect and the level of middle fingers being thrown at the Ravens sideline to go for it on 4th down, even being up by as much as you were up. I mean, that's just like, you're down bad, and let me just step on you and move my foot around a little bit more just to really imprint it in there. That's what it feels like right now, man. It's just like Harbaugh's not going to move on from Zach Orr. He said that in the press conference. He doesn't believe that moving on from Zach Orr is the answer, so he's going to roll with it. I don't see any signs of Eric DeCosta or Steve Deshaun, the owner, making any changes at the head coaching position, so John Harbaugh is probably going to be there. It's going to depend on can Lamar Jackson save his job one more time, because if he doesn't, it'll be an interesting conversation to have in the offseason. And I say that because, yes, Lamar Jackson did save John Harbaugh's job way back in 2018 when the Ravens were down bad and Joe Flacco got injured. Lamar came in, went 6-1 as a starter. What got him to the playoffs? A team that should not have made the playoffs. Once again, a team that shouldn't have made the playoffs because Lamar Jackson was under center. He had a bad playoff game in his first game against the Chargers. People were calling for Joe Flacco. I'll never forget that. I was there. Lamar finally had a bad game in his first playoff game. Everyone's calling for Flacco. How's life right now without Lamar Jackson? Ravens fans are experiencing it right now. And you just hope to God that he gets healthy enough and after the bye week to hopefully put the team on his back again and try to get him back to the playoffs. But it's going to get tough for the next game. The Ravens are not beating the Rams at home. I'm sorry. No, Lamar, they're not beating the Rams. Let's be honest. They're fully healthy. Matthew Stafford's playing well. Puka Nacua is there. Devontae Adams is there. Kyron Williams is there. No way. If they do that, then I'll come on the air and talk about how wrong I am. But I think it's a safe bet that the Ravens are not going to beat the Rams as presently constructed with no Lamar Jackson. So we can probably write that as a loss. And the Ravens are likely going into the bye week 1-5. I still don't think that the season's over because, again, the schedule Like I said before, the schedule opens up very well. They have games against the Chicago Bears, who are ascending, but I don't think are there yet with Caleb Williams. They have a Miami Dolphins team on the road with no Tyreek Hill. They've got the New York Jets, who are not playing well. There's opportunity there for the Ravens to turn it around. They're still favored to win the AFC North, even with the Steelers sitting at 3-1 right now. To me, that says a lot about how much opportunity the Ravens have left to turn it around and get themselves back in the playoffs. But right now, the Ravens fans are going to have to endure. This is what the situation is, what it is right now. Season's not over. There's still time. But it's a rough start. It's pathetic. It's hard to watch. It's uncharacteristic, no matter how you slice it. Changes have to be made. Will they be made? We'll find out. This is the Club JG podcast.